There are lots of great nutritional ways you can eat healthy in 2012. So joining me to show us more is registered dietitian Carolyn Brown of Food Trainers. Welcome, Carolyn.
Thank you so much.
We're focusing on brunch foods today.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
time for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be making egg whites, an egg white veggie omelet,
okay,
some turkey sausage, and some whole grain toast.
All right, so this seems pretty straightforward. So you've got your omelet fixins here.
Yep, and I'm going to have you actually pour this in your bowl, the bowl, and fluff it up because we want a nice fluffy omelet. So just give it a little swirl.
So now, do you add water or milk to this? Some people like to.
Yeah,
add
absolutely.
Yeah.
You can definitely add some milk, and sometimes use some yolks. It's totally up to you as far as what the other ingredients are.
And do you really have to fluff it up? What does this do when I do
it? It
this?
actually makes the omelet a little bit airier.
Okay.
So that's really why we're doing it, and we'll throw that into this pan.
Okay.
What's great about this TFAL and HINT pan is that when it's hot enough, the center part actually turns all red, so you know that it's time. Because
if you put it in too early, it gets does it change the texture?
Well, that, and you just don't want it sitting in oil. This is also a non-stick pan, but I don't love all of our stuff, soaking up that oil that it's sitting in.
And I noticed you pre-sautéed your veggies, right?
Yeah,
you don't want to wait for that to cook because then your eggs will burn.
Exactly.
Yeah?
So we prefer to have those cooked separately. So we'll pour this in here and let it sit for a little bit.
And when do you add salt and pepper with an omelet? Does it matter?
I usually add it right at the end, right before. The earlier that you add salt and pepper, generally salt kind of loses all the flavor. So if you add more at the end, you end up just adding much more salt than you realize.
Okay, you add it once and then you add it twice
exactly.
at the end. Okay, so while that's cooking up, you've got this really nifty
I know, this is very high tech.
Is it really a fryer?
Sort of, yeah, it is a fryer, basically, but you end up using very, very little amount of oil. All you use a tablespoon of oil, and you can make tons of different things in it. From sweet potato fries are a favorite of mine. This morning we're doing sausage with onions and peppers. So all you do is just toss it in.
Okay.
And add a tablespoon of oil.
And this is called Actifry.
Yeah, this is called an Actifry. And it's great to have when you get a really fun appliance. It makes cooking much more fun. So it's good motivation to, and this is the most simple appliance that you can really have. All you do is we set the timer for 15 minutes. And we let it sit.
And you push a button. So this is kind of active sautéing our veggies here.
Exactly.
And it spins it. It's like a centrifuge or...
Exactly.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, it'll spin it around, and in 15 minutes you'll have peppers perfectly done.
Okay.
Sausage, all of that.
You mentioned something else you make in there, which is granola, right?
Yeah.
And I love granola, but you do have to put a lot of oil in it.
You don't always, and so this is actually that's the perfect scenario for this to be used. Basically, you can just add 1 tablespoon of oil. You can use coconut oil. You can use really any type of oil that you like putting in it. Yeah, granola can have a ton of butter when it's done in its typical fashion. So also adding, you can just make tweaks as far as the sugar content, all of that stuff. This is, we can just make really little tweaks and have a much healthier product.
Excellent. So now another omelet thing. I like omelets, but I'm really terrible at making them. Right. So how do you? You flip it so carefully, right? Does you really have to have enough oil or a nonstick pan?
Or a nonstick pan. I'm a nutritionist, not a chef. So,
right. Okay.
So if I can do this, anybody can. So I'm with you here. But what we're going to do is now that it's getting a little bit, turning more omelette-y, we're going to add in our kale. Which is great for this time of year, immunity-wise. Lots of great antioxidants.
No
for
cheese. I like the little cheese in my omelet.
Sprinkling a little cheese on is totally fine.
Good.
We're not going to do it this morning, but
excellent.
Maybe in your brunch later. So we're adding mushrooms, also another great immune booster. Great for this time of year when all these colds are being passed around.
This little pan is not cooperating so much. It's taking a little bit of time to cook up.
Longer.
So I wanted to ask you about this grapefruit, which is grilled.
Broiled grapefruit.
Nice. Okay, you put it in the broiler?
You put it right under the broiler, sprinkle a little brown sugar on it, and definitely get a grapefruit spoon, which those do exist.
They look like a spoon with the little ridges on the
Exactly.
top. Yeah.
So that just makes it much easier to eat. They're delicious and so simple. So a great way to get some grapefruit in. And really anybody will.
I like that. And it makes it sweeter when you cook it up, right?
Exactly, yeah. It really makes the top part sweet. So.
All right, so fantastic. So if I were to eat a lovely egg white omelet and nice turkey sausage every day, I'd be healthy?
Absolutely. I mean, on the weekends, it really comes down to time, I think. So,
Yeah.
Eggs are one of the fastest meals, assuming that your pan and
assuming your pan works,
flames,
okay.
That's not the pan. I think it's
and
more
how many times a week? The rules have changed about eggs. I think again, right? They're better than we thought they were.
Much better than we thought that they were. The cholesterol is really not that much of an issue, but the egg whites. Yeah, egg whites you can eat every day if you want
right?
to.
It's just protein.
It's really the yolks that
Okay.
some people worry more about.
All right. Well, egg whites are all good, and this does look very delicious. And a new kitchen tool for those of us who love the gadgets. Thank you so much for joining us, Carolyn.
You.
And to learn more about all of today's topics, log on to myfoxny.com and click on Public Affairs. You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'll be tweeting after the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ty Hernandez. We're going to see you next time for more Street Talk.